Good morning, everyone. Christian Duque, MD Noble Weekly, brought to you courtesy of IronMagLabs.com, your go-to source for all your bodybuilding and fitness supplements. Speaking of IronMag Labs, be sure to check out Andro Hard Topical Muscle Enhancement Gel, available at MuscleGels.com. Today is Wednesday, August the 9th, and I'd like to get started with Big Ramy's video that's gone viral. 330 pounds, guest posing, 5 weeks out from the Mr. Olympia. Everybody thinks this is the year the Egyptian phenom will win his first Sandow. I disagree. I do agree with four-time Mr. Olympia Jay Cutler, who says at 300 pounds at the Mr. Olympia, Big Ramy will not have a tiny waist, strided glutes, ripped hams, come in condition. It's really kind of a thing about priorities. I mean, his biggest draw also happens to be his biggest hindrance. At 270, 280, you can go back to Kuwait, go back to Oxygen Gym, Sandow in hand, be the talk of the town. 300 pounds, he has what someone like Boston Lloyd would call the freak factor, but it doesn't have a Sandow. It's really a question of priorities. What does Big Ramy want? Phil Heath, your six-time Mr. Olympia, also guest posed this past weekend. No injuries, no lagging body parts, but also no excitement. At this year's Mr. Olympia, much like his show says, Chasing Arnold, if he wins, he'll be tied with Arnold. If he wins again, he'll be tied with Lee Haney and Ronnie Coleman. If he wins again after that, in terms of number of Sandows, he'll be the greatest bodybuilder of all time. Time has come where the leniency that a reigning Mr. Olympia gets should be no more. Okay, the fact that he's got 6 Sandows doesn't mean he's come on 100% 6 times. That's just not true. That's a fiction. Okay, he has backstage antics, press conference antics that he shouldn't be allowed to have this year. You look back at 2014. Yeah, Kai looks like the villain, but you know what? Phil's hands weren't entirely clean. I mean, he was taunting Kai, prodding him, taunting him, goading him, whatever. So the reality of the matter is, Sean Fletcher John Roden last week on Instagram Live assured me and many other fans that he was not going to let the gift push his buttons in any context. He was not going to break. We'll see what happens. But the reality of the matter is, I'm looking at the poses here. It's not just a question of breaking Phil's 60-year streak. It's really the fact that I think Roden has the ability, the tools, the physique, the posing to best Phil Heath. If I was judging the competition and looking at the poses, front double I give to Roden, rear double to Heath, front lat spread to Roden, rear lat spread to Heath, side tricep to Heath, side chest to Roden, ab and thigh to Roden, most muscular to Roden. It would be a close one, a nail biter, but one that I believe Sean can win. And if Phil is off, given the fact that he's going to tie Arnold if he wins, he's going to tie Ronnie and Lee if he wins again next year, given the fact that if he wins 3 more years, he'll be, in terms of Sandows, the greatest. The bar should be set really high for him. And instead of getting leniency, he should be treated just like everybody else. We'll see if that happens. I do encourage everyone, if you're not a member, sign up. It's easy. It's free. Sign up to the MD Noble forums. Join up, and let's talk about it. Let's talk about the poses. Let's talk about bodybuilding. I mean, this is a sport that we all love. Okay, Tampa. Sheila Bleck wins women's bodybuilding. Great interview with Ron Harris. Something she said really stuck with me. She said she had to get herself in the mindset of competing for cash and prizes. Tim Gardner has breathed so much light into women's bodybuilding. They've lost to Miss Olympia. They've lost to Miss International. Most promoters don't offer it. Tim offers it. It's a great show, great location, great venue, great depth of lineup, cash prizes, $70,000 decked out Jeep. These women, they're not used to this. I mean, they have forgotten how big of a draw they really are. So, that comment really stuck with me. Derek Lunsford, who I predicted MD Noble Weekly last week, episode 7, that would debut either top 3 or won the show. Max Charles got runner-up in the Open. Jocelyn Markowitz won. Both Josh and Max looked phenomenal. They brought the size, they brought the conditioning, they brought the posing. They really worked the stage. They gave great interviews. Champions up and down. Regan Grimes took a 6th place. I wasn't happy with his color. I wasn't really happy with his condition at prejudging. I know that Chris Aceto was in Tampa for a full week before the competition. Part of me kind of wanted to throw the book at him, but Chris has done a great job for Regan. Regan got his pro card last year. This year debuted top 5 in Chicago, runner-up in Vancouver, top 6 in Tampa. The technician has done a great job. Regan has nothing to feel bad about. He's got a great, great debut year. He wanted to do the Mr. Olympia. I wanted to do the Mr. Olympia. I'm a fan of his. He didn't win the show, so he can't go that way. He doesn't have the points. He can't go that way. But a good showing for him, and real proud of him. Sami Al-Haddad in the 212, who I had top 3 at last week's predictions, took 3rd. He also looked real good. Ashkenani, new pictures of Ashkenani coming out. Guy looks like a freak. There was one year where I thought Eduardo Correa could have edged out Flex Lewis. He didn't get it. Flex Lewis got the win. But I've always been someone that believes, with the exception of Correa, that Flex Lewis is invincible. You know what I mean? Phil Heath is not invincible, but Flex Lewis is. But Ashkenani has the ability, if he comes in 100%, of not just edging out Flex Lewis, he has the possibility of knocking him out. Let's see if he can bring it to the stage in Las Vegas, because anybody can take, well, not anybody, but a lot of people could take really good photos or really good videos standing by themselves. Can he bring it to the Olympia stage? That is a question. And if he can, I do believe he can take out Flex Lewis. This weekend, I will be at the 2017 NPC Kentucky Open in Frankfort, Kentucky. Gene and Tina do a phenomenal job. It will be the last year at the Frankfurt Convention Center. It's being torn down. I don't know why. It's real sad. They have a great stage. So if you want to come out, please do so. You can come give me a hug, high five. You can come hit me if you want. I don't care. Just buy yourself a ticket before you do any of those fun things. If you want more information, please log on to their website at KentuckyOpenBodybuilding.com. Also, if you're out west, Sugar Sean Ray, IFB Hall of Famer, will be at Rain Training Facility 2785 Cabot Drive in Corona, California, this Saturday, August 12th, from 12 noon to 4 p.m. So definitely check that out. And he just put out a great Sean Ray Unleashed episode 32, where he asked if Classic Men's Physique in the future would take over from Open Men's Bodybuilding. And I have to say, the fact that up until now they've added a solid 10 pounds of muscle to each division or each class within the division has really done a lot. The fact that, you know, Flex Wheeler has chosen it as his comeback division, the fact that Darren Charles is doing so well, the fact that guys like Tony Freeman have even stated that they would come back if the weight classes were increased slightly, it is huge. You have guys like Mark Sandayan and Artie Caldwell that turned pro, Santi Aragon, who turned pro as bodybuilders that are now competing in Classic. And you look at registrations at NPC and IFB shows, you look at how the fans are responding to it, you look at social media, and you really see where Sean Ray could have this question, because it's honestly, Classic is really taking off. Now, Ron Harris did another interview in Tampa, and I forget the name of the competitor, George. Well, anyways, where they said if Classic had a better back pose and possibly a most muscular, I think it might have been George Peterson in the interview actually, but then that would even make, so honestly guys, I don't even care about the shorts so much, because I don't think that's really a make or break, but I do think the make or break is the weight, the fact that the guys want a back pose and a most muscular pose. Those two things, if those two things were, you know, enhanced a little bit, I would have to, you know, I don't know if Sean said this or not, I think Sean implied it, but I would have to say that Classic would probably be on a level playing field with Open Men's Bodybuilding, if not totally take it out. We'll see what happens. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. This is Christian Duque, MD Noble Weekly.